Welcome to Opolis Public Radio, the place we talk about tech innovation, blockchains, bufficorns, social evolution, the future of work, and other cognition-sparking morsels.
All right, 3 takeaways. What's your number one, Justin? Osaka takeaways, the cultural immersion highlights.
It is insanely clean and well organized.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. We were just talking about this on the way down. The green stripes.
I'm pretty sure they have robot vacuums, like those little iRobot things that just like pop out from underneath each doormat and like clean the streets.
I've never seen a train the whole system, the whole train system, not just one station. The whole thing was just spotless.
Oh yeah.
No trash, nothing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, so I agree. I enjoyed honing my Japanese crane game flipping skills.
Yes.
I mean...
Explain.
Well, you get a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, you got to get stuffies, right? It's Japan. So they got...
Arcades are...
So the arcade isn't really an arcade, right? They have 3 games that are like video games, and then the rest of it's like the little claw games that you try to get the little stuffed animal toy. But they totally set this stuff up to where they know that it's going to take you way more than one try.
Yeah.
And it's not intuitive. It's like the opposite of what you think. It's not actually that you grab it. It's that you have to flip it or hit a thing or push it. It's like the claw's actually not about grabbing. It's about some other strategy. That was insane.
Right. And some of them are borderline scams.
Well, I think after $50 on a couple of those machines, I think it was pretty much feeling like a scam.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we feel bad for you. We'll put this in the best possible position.
Didn't we watch something out. A Japanese YouTube video that actually talked about kind of like the slot machines, how it's actually timed to work? It'll grab it stronger every
fourth turn or something,
or every 40th turn or 50th turn. Mm-hmm. That's so shady. But they get away with it,
right? It's a part of the culture. It's like a sport.
Yeah,
it is.
All right, so what's next? Vending machines.
Well, it's Hannah's turn, so she has to come up with one.
That's all right. I would say for me, the people. I just found everyone to be so friendly and so willing to help you figure things out or try to speak with you. I've traveled a lot of places where that was not the case.
Not like
so
the
that
French.
Was very, very refreshing.
No offense to our French friends. But
it's
yeah.
Fun.
No,
they're so nice.
They were nice.
Very approachable.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's great.
Very helpful. We had the same experience in Korea where it's we were trying to find something and these people literally called a phone line because they couldn't understand us, and it was a person who could speak
translate
English, and
really,
they're these people will help you.
Now they didn't do that in Japan,
but they were pulling stuff up on their phone, or they're trying to help. Yeah,
are you sure you need to go to this airport?
So nice, so accommodating.
Yes,
so
please.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'd say for people that they don't know at all, have no relationship with, they're extremely helpful and very nice compared to other places. I will say once you get to know people in other places, they can be equally, or they can be amazing. But yeah, it was surprising how helpful they were just in general. Yeah.
That's great.
All right, let's do the udon versus ramen debate.
Boy, that is tough.
All right, so just for context here, we went to several different places. We had ramen, we had udon several times, we had other noodles, we had but it really boils down to udon versus ramen in my opinion. So go, debate.
I'm all about the ramen broth in general. It's saltier, it's intense savory flavor.
Yeah.
However, I would say that ramen flavor is not an everyday thing.
So udon is more approachable on a daily basis, as a staple.
I would say I'm definitely kind of crazy in the fact that I always want something new every day. so I would alternate between them.
Yeah,
So they're both good, but I think I'd probably eat ramen more often.
Interesting. I agree with you. So I'm a ramen guy. I love udon noodles. Don't get me wrong. And the way that we had the ramen noodles at that restaurant with the what was the sidecar thing called again?
It's like a oyako bowl type thing.
Oh my god,
That was
Don.
amazing.
Yeah.
that was amazing. I mean, like I said, it was a carb bomb. Like the rice and the noodles.
Right.
Like, oh my god! Like I've already got jet lag. Like I need a nap now. But like unbelievable, so good.
For sure.
And they just know how to nail that broth. And like you tell them like, oh, spicy, medium, and they just nail it.
Well, the crazy thing about that ramen place we went to, so they had the way that you could buy with tickets,
Yeah.
you know? So like you bought at this little terminal.
Kiosk thing, yeah.
But the funny thing is, so I got what was on the list is spicy. They had like mild, medium, and spicy, right? And so then I looked at it and it's like, okay, spicy is a 3 out of 10. I was like, wait, so you can go all the way to 10 out of 10 on this thing? And we were sweating on like the 3.
Yeah, that was
I know.
so
And you
funny.
guys, wait, you guys had the 2, right?
I might have had a 1.
You had a 1?
She had a
I had
I had a 2. You had a
super
3.
mild.
Yeah.
And actually, what's funny about that is that was nothing compared to breakfast ramen that we had.
Oh, right.
You remember the
instant
breakfast
noodle.
ramen, the noodle bowl that we had?
ramen from
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
From 7-Eleven.
So we have to talk about 7-Eleven
Sevens.
now, too.
7.
Oh, wait a minute, love triangles. It's my
Yes.
favorite. I can't even believe that I didn't remember that. Like the little sushi snacks, man. They were
Right.
so good.
So we found out that we
7-Eleven.
were randomly staying in the Pink Light district, and so John decided to call the triangles love triangles.
Well, they're triangles,
he
and I
needed
love
a
them.
nickname for them.
What they are.
Well, they're triangles, and I love them. So they're just the love triangles.
But it's a little seaweed wrapped rice patty
with,
Right.
with some wasabi
with
mayo.
filling. And salmon wasabi was
Salmon
like
wasabi mayo is the only one worth buying.
Yeah. Well, we tried a bunch of them. Like we tried the tuna mayo. That was okay. That was decent.
Yep.
But it was the salmon wasabi mayo that was the ringer. That was awesome.
And so the trick to these things, you have to open them in a 1, 2, 3 pattern. So what they do is they have actually plastic separating the seaweed from the rice.
I learned this the hard way.
It's true. It did happen.
And so
Video evidence to support.
So the cool thing about that is the seaweed is totally crispy when you bite into it. And
so good.
This is the cool thing about the wasabi one is there was actually wasabi in the seaweed as well. So it's like it had this crunch when you bite into it. So unlike your traditional supermarket sushi where it's like, kind of the rice is meh and,
Well, everything gets soggy.
everything's soggy.
Or hard, like
So
frozen.
Or like frozen or kind of stale.
right,
it sits there
So
for a minute.
somehow they've hit like the perfect temperature on these cooling cases at
It's amazing.
7-Elevens, and like the rice does not like hit that like nasty.
Well, remember you bought one to put in the fridge for breakfast,
Right.
and then the next morning, it was not the same thing.
No, it was not.
It
as
was
good.
like cold and
Yeah.
like it was like the rice was hard now.
You got to get it straight from the source.
They've
gotta get it straight from Seth.
They've got this down to a science. It's like a specific refrigeration level. They're like, all right, if it's not between these 2 degrees of temperature, the rice is going to get nasty. And
And these things,
that's no good.
what were these things called? Onigiri.
Okay.
That's what it was. Yeah, because it's like I looked up that YouTube video where they actually did like the taste testing
Right.
between Lawson and Family Mart and Sev, which are the 3
Major
convenience stores,
yeah.
and like they all have them, but they're from different places. So they like did taste testing and all this. Is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like they actually take this stuff seriously. I can't. I mean, what are we gonna do in the States? Like, compare Slurpees? Like, I mean,
Someone probably has.
yeah, you're probably
out
right.
there.
Probably out there.
Tube is a crazy place.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was good though. Like, how many of those did you think you ate?
Whew, I don't know. Probably 15 or so.
That's like 2 a day. Did you eat any at the event? Because they had them.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried them there too.
I had that one that
There was
Bonito
one that was
flakes.
soggy. Like they like had some that were. Like,
I had
just
one that was
bulk.
just terribly fishy tasting and just
Yeah.
not good.
But they also had some of the triangles, and some of those were good. Oh yeah, the Bonito flakes one.
Bonito
Yeah, no,
flakes,
no.
terrible. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's
tuna mayo
I think
one was
people
okay.
do like that fishy, like sardine type flavor.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
but
no, thank you.
yeah, it's not really my thing.
Nagasaki not gonna work here anymore. No, I'm a no-go on that.
So it is interesting though. Like sardines do find their way into our food in some ways. Like let's see, Caesar salad sometimes has sardines.
Oh, yeah.
That's
right?
right.
Pizza.
Dressing.
Certain pizza.
Some
well,
pizzas do.
Yeah, like it's like an Italian thing. Like Layla's friends in Florence right now. And
Firenze, I love
apparently
Florence.
had sent some food blogging photos with some what was it?
They put sardines in everything in some parts of Italy.
Pasta.
Salads.
See, like I could
pizzas.
never imagine putting sardines in pasta. But it's funny because when I remember to being a kid, I liked sardines so much that I actually would
You
like
like
to
the
eat them out of
salt.
the can.
You like salt. Was it the salt that you liked?
I don't know. All I know is that like my mom was like, "There's no way you're gonna like this. This is hilarious." And I was like, "Can we get some more?" I know, right? Well, I don't like chocolate, so that's,
Yeah, well, I don't like chocolate, but sardines. I just eat those out of the can.
But for
hook me up.
whatever
Costco's
whatever reason,
got, like, a
I've
bulk thing,
definitely I've definitely not touched sardines in the last 20 years.
You haven't?
No.
Why not? I thought
don't
you
know.
liked them.
I don't know, man. Like I think I might have eaten one, and I was just like, ew. But it's hard to say, Like some are probably fishier than others.
Yeah. All right, vending machines. Let's go back to that. Mm-hmm. Seriously, what an incredible business model.
Right. We survived. We lasted through the jet lag because of these vending machines.
I know.
Literally, there were 3 within a 30-second walk of the door of our
easily.
Airbnb.
15-second walk.
Yeah.
Like they were like
One
there
of them
like,
was literally 5 seconds outside.
It's like you trip outside and there it was. All right, so favorite drink?
Boss.
Coffee a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a nickname for
In
those.
a can.
What was the nickname?
Boss lady.
Boss Lady.
That's my drink. Yes.
Love it. That's Hannah's jam.
That's my jam.
Boss Ladies. And then there was the Survivor.
Survivors.
And you realize that we literally drank every Survivor in that one vending machine.
Right, yeah.
What was the dragon
unloaded
one?
it.
The Dragon Boost.
Dragon Boost. Yep.
So they have how many energy drinks do you think we tried?
Wow. You
We
guys tried
definitely
so many.
it wasn't as many. It was
Sting.
probably like 8 or so. It wasn't that many.
Dragon Boost.
Yeah, I had
the
like the weird one
Survivor.
that like was like a liver benefit.
You had some wonky ones. What was the Real Gold one? Remember that?
Yeah,
one?
Real Gold. We had a lot of Real Gold. I had the Tough Man Refresh.
That's right.
Yes, that was hilarious.
That one was so good.
That was pretty early on.
It was. That was actually our first day. So Devcon.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
I
it.
forgot about that.
That was a
I'm
part
just
of
kidding.
this trip.
Well, you know what they say about Devcon? It's really just a tourism and social thing, right? Like the talks are just sort of like ancillary.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, actually, there was a whole talk that Vitalik and a few other guys talked about how important it is for people to come together in physical places, actually meet up in person.
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about the decentralized future and distributed computing and global systems and all this, but it's funny how it boils down to simple stuff, just like relationships and communities and
Face to face.
yeah, being face to face. You can't. There's certain things you just can't do, not being together. So DevCon is like the pilgrimage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the globe-trotting pilgrimage where in the world is DevCon. Right. So this is my second year.
That is really cool about the fact that DevCon does keep jumping to a new place.
Oh, I think it's great. I as much as we do ETHDenver in Denver every year, of course, and ETH Global jumps around. I mean, there's benefit to both. but like the fact that they go to like some, and they actually make it a point to not be like, so like Prague is obviously not like, I mean, it's a big city, but it's not like
Paris or London.
Yeah, now Shanghai, that's different. Cancun, yeah, I don't know. That one, there's a lot of criticisms to the Cancun one. But Osaka seemed like, I mean, it's a big city, but like it didn't feel like
it's kind of cool.
It wasn't commercial
Tokyo,
thing.
You know, yeah,
you know?
totally.
And then that is my favorite part. My favorite part of Devcon, hands down, no questions, is there is no other event that I've ever been to on a massive global basis like that you feel like the people there share your worldview. You know, you can go to a gaming convention and it's about the games, right? It's about, but it's not about worldview. It's not necessarily, it's about entertainment, you know? This isn't about that. This is like deep-rooted social change stuff that like, you know, when I talk about this stuff in my neighborhood, people look at me like I'm crazy. And you do it here and they're like, oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's a totally different thing.
Yeah, no, it's inspiring. And I'll say, you know, we put an insane amount of work into ETHDenver each year. And the average person that I talk to doesn't know anything about it, right?
No.
But you know, walking around DevCon and hearing some of these people face to face just say, you know, we really appreciate it, and it's an amazing, fun event, and you know, it brings a lot of I don't know,
Validation.
Validation to you know, all the effort that we put into it. So it's
let's see, 9
cool.
months out of 12, I feel a little crazy. And then like, you know, there's like DevCon through ETHDenver that like I don't feel so insane because like there's so many people around still reinforcing kind of the mission,
right,
and what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
but DevCon's like a whole nother level though. Like it's not from a productivity standpoint. I guess it depends on how you measure productivity. Because like my experience has been like the talks are great. There's like some really powerful stuff that gets unveiled. Some really great talks that happen, but it's not like that's not the major takeaway for me.
right. You could just watch.
I could watch this stuff on
online.
YouTube or whatever.
Totally.
Like now, I probably will because there's a few talks that I missed.
Yeah, well, that goes back to the importance of having that face-to-face time in this industry. I mean, it's growing and evolving daily.
What's the social thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's not like a tech thing even. It's like totally a social thing. And then think about it. Think about the people that we talked to over the week. Name a continent that you didn't talk to somebody from. Antarctica. Okay, and even then there was probably a penguin there somewhere.
Yeah, no, I mean that actually we did see some penguins, yeah, but they weren't at DevCon.
Well, and you know, there's a guy that actually I didn't see him this year, but he was at DevCon last year. He was wearing his penguin outfit.
Oh right,
He actually has a penguin outfit.
Yeah,
and he competed at ETHDenver. He was
saw
there.
him at ETH San Francisco too.
Oh,
Yeah, he was wearing his penguin
from
thing.
ETHDenver, actually.
Yeah. So he's a really smart guy, but like literally a penguin. So I guess we got Antarctica too, but
All right,
Australia, yup. Europe, yup. Africa, yup. Asia, yup. North America, yup. South America, yup.
speaking of South America, we saw a pretty cool talk, Hannah and I.
Yeah, Mariano Conti's.
Yeah, he's one of my
Discussion.
favorite people in the space.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I mean, he lives and works in Buenos Aires, which has obviously had a lot of issues with their financial system, especially over the past year, and he gets paid in DAI.
Yep.
And then actually converts that to ETH because he's such a big believer in the ecosystem.
That's great. Yeah, he's a really incredible story.
Yeah, you've known him for a while.
Yeah, he I mean, just his development and like how he's, you know, there's a few people around like Austin Griffith's one. Let me think who else. Like, I mean, this is like a short list, but there's a handful of people that have really meteored, right? Mm-hmm. Individuals, not projects, but individuals that have really stood out. Mariano's one of those guys. Mm-hmm. And like, it's what I love about him is he's so humble. Oh, and he's like such a sweet guy. And he's like this big strapping guy too, you know, he's like this presence, and you're just like, whoa, dude, like this guy is like, but then like you can tell he's got this a little bit of, you know, I don't want to necessarily say insecurity, but just like, it's almost like he doesn't feel like he's like ready for the main stage, right? And it's like, dude, you're freaking brilliant, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, you need to go out there and rock your stuff.
And he did.
And he did.
Standing ovation.
So I know
That's amazing.
I know Buenos Aires is one of the contenders for the next
Predictions?
DevCon.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chatter about that on Twitter.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
I've heard Toronto. What else?
Vancouver, Toronto, and Buenos Aires is what my guesses would be.
Cool. Well,
And I'll put my marker
less
right
jet
now on
lag
BA.
this time.
Buenos Aires is where I think it'll be. I don't think they'll do another East Buenos Aires because I think the local community isn't as big as, you know, some of the others. But I think if you think about where they've had, you know, DevCon, it's time to come back to the Western Hemisphere or to North and South America. So they're not going to do Mexico again because, of course, they did Cancun. They're not going to do Central America. That wouldn't make any sense. The biggest ETH community is in Buenos Aires, so that's where I would guess. And they're lobbying hard.
Well, I've got some friends there, so, you know.
Oh, I'd love to go.
Especially
I'd
in
love
the
to go to
tourism
Buenos Aires.
industry. So,
I'd love to go to Buenos Aires. And it wouldn't be that much of a jet lag either because we wouldn't have...
yeah, a couple hours.
It's a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. It's like going to New York. It's not jet lag. Anybody who goes to the East Coast now and talks about jet lag...
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, well, yeah, people do that. They go to New York. Oh, yeah, I'm jet lag.
You're kidding me.
Oh, you haven't heard that?
I've never heard that in my life.
I have.
It's not good.
But I've worked in the tourism industry, so, you know.
Not accurate.
I've got
No.
people who are traveling halfway around the world each time.
Like
they
we
get jet
did
lag.
just
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
I mean, good gosh.
Yeah, so another thing that we brought up was interoperability.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like there's just a lot more technological humility almost, like where I think different projects are realizing that they each have strengths, right? So Zcash and Ethereum, lots of like collaboration around, you know, sharing technology and insights, privacy-based things, scalability. You know, there's rumors of all sorts of different collaborations on scalability for Ethereum. Enterprise seems to be, I think there's a lot of focus on it because that's where a lot of the revenue is right now. But I think, you know, I think more and more people are realizing and talking about collaborating, even within like just the Ethereum community, like collaboration seems to be much more the kind of topic, which I've been talking about for years. Like I just don't see a way that we build the Web3 future without it. I mean, capitalism has to move from competitiveness to collaboration, and it's just has to happen, or else we won't get out of this particular chapter of capitalism, which is, you know, exploitive and controlling and over extractive and all sorts of things. But yeah, I don't think we can get there without interoperability and collaboration, and that was a huge theme from every corner of DevCon. It seemed like. I mean, that's my takeaway. Agreed?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to make sure to continue the collaboration vibe at ETHDenver 2020. We've already talked about it.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about some of the things we're working on, or do you want to wait on those announcements?
Little gold nuggets. You throw out a couple of things.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know.
Why
Maybe
not?
a little peek.
Well, it's the year of the Pegabufficorn, right? Mm-hmm. So it's the year we take flight, which is our way of saying essentially it's time to start going mainstream and scaling and like all these things that we've talked about. We're also going to have a big emphasis on DAOs. So for those that don't know what DAOs are, it's decentralized autonomous organization. ETHDenver is going to be putting on its work boots to evolve itself to becoming a DAO. And the event will become the first experience for many, many people as being a member of a DAO. So there's that, and that collaboration is happening with DAOstack and several others to make ETHDenver a fully experiential DAO. The first totally geocentric DAO event ever hosted in the world. Pretty ambitious. I think we're crazy, probably, but we've done some other crazy things, and it's worked out okay. So I guess we'll see what happens. What else do you guys want to talk about? Anything else? Pegabufficorns. Those are my favorite things. We have so many cool little things that are happening with like swag and little silly things. So like, all of our marketing is kind of silly, but it's fun and people like it. So like, if the swag they like, they're gonna like that, and they're gonna like to see what we're doing. I don't really want to give anything out on what we're doing with swag because we have so many cool little things that we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the DAO's a good preview.
Yeah, the DAO's a good preview. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be, one other thing with the DAO. I think it's important to note that prizes will be distributed via community voting in addition to our celebrity judge panels.
Right.
That's cool. First time ever this will have been done in combination with the celebrity judging panels. Like, it's not been done. All of the prizes for the open and impact tracks are being distributed that way. That's cool.
Way cool.
Way cool. I guess I'll mention a couple other projects that I'm excited about. One thing that's going to be cool is your membership for the DAO is going to be authenticated by another partner project called Fortmatic. So Fortmatic describes themselves as like a user-friendly MetaMask. So user experience is a big problem for private key management and all sorts of things. But Fortmatic makes it really easy to get a decentralized ID hooked up with your your wallet or whatever it is.
Your application.
The application. So we're using Fortmatic essentially. It's called your check-in, right? So when you check in, that becomes your membership in the DAO. And then as you go around the ecosystem, your Fortmatic public key, your identity is going to be actually printed on your badge in a QR code. So anytime somebody scans that as sort of a checkpoint, you're going to gain reputation in the DAO. So like it's like a game, right? So the more scans, the more kind of involvement that you get, the more coins and reputation that you're going to earn. And then the more influence you'll have in voting and other kind of cool things. There might even be some Easter eggs, wink, 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 about things that, for those that do the most engagements in the ecosystem, there might be some really cool things that they'll get. So that's a really exciting thing. So Sean Lee and the team over at Fortmatic have been putting an incredible amount of work. Matan, Elon, Felipe, and Patrick over at DAOstack are just going to crush it. And I mean, between that and our team, like the collaborations that are happening are just really fabulous. So I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely. We should probably talk about when applications are going to open.
That would probably be a good thing.
If only we knew.
If only we knew. So we should probably plug Devfolio.
Yes.
So Devfolio is, we really wanted to use Devfolio in 2019. But we had already started building an application through one of our hackathon participants from 2018, who's now moving on to some other projects. But Devfolio is kind of emerged as the, call it a dev post for, kind of Web3 and other kinds of hackathons. Well, at any rate, they're integrating the Fortmatic identity protocol, and that collaboration is happening, so that's really cool. And then applications are officially opening the last day of ETH Waterloo.
Yes, November 10th.
November 10th. So for those of you that are attending ETH Waterloo, which we highly suggest that you do, because it's literally the last opportunity, it's the last stop on the Web3 train for 2019. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get your last fix of your blockchain nerdery on, that's the only place to go. And it's literally the birthplace of Ethereum. You guys knew that, right? Vitalik dropped out of University of Waterloo, and So if you have any interest in in sort of riding that wave into the end of the year, that would be my suggestion. And then, of course, ETHDenver is always the first event on the circuit coming out of the holiday season. So November 10th.
Yes. Applications
Get in
will
early.
open, and maybe just, drop the dates of ETHDenver 2020 and the
Why don't you
plans
do
for
it?
that. Go ahead.
You go ahead. Justin, what are the dates again?
I'm not sure. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
It's the 14th to 16th of February, and then we have Biddle Week going on the 4 days leading into
10th
that.
through 13th.
Yep.
So 10th through 13th is Biddle Week, Colorado. So that's our version of Blockchain Week. So talks, workshops, all sorts of stuff.
Open
Open
source.
source, right? So anybody can post something on the calendar. Like literally, it's there's no applications. You don't have to do anything. You can just post your stuff.
Yeah, it's so open source that we've even dropped the Keystone events. Like literally, it's whatever the community wants to put together.
Mm-hmm.
We will
It's
add
just
it to the
happening.
schedule.
It's just happening.
Yeah, you're good to go.
And then
we even have a free
ETHDenver-
place that you can host events here at Enterprise, the co-working space that we work out of.
Yeah, that's a big bonus.
Oh yeah,
Thanks to Bauman and crew for that.
absolutely. And
So
then
Enterprise Co-working, 30th and Lawrence, giving us essentially comped space to host all these events.
on top of that, any Thursday throughout the year, we host a blockchain co-working day here, so you can come co-work for free
So
as
much
well.
stuff.
So
And then now the mountain retreat. We'll end with this. The mountain retreat after ETHDenver. We've done this will be our third year. We're going to Breckenridge. So it'd be the 17th through 20th. We're going to go out and do what? Ski, hang out.
yeah,
Colorado stuff.
I'm more into the après ski side of it myself, but maybe you can get me
Lots
up
of
there
options.
at least one of the days.
Yeah, I'm into the sipping hot chocolate in my chalet sort of thing, but that's just me. What do I know? All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. And we'll see you around the
next
ether
time.
space.
Yeah, so just one thing I would say though before we sign off, head to ETHDenver.com if you want to get on the list to be notified when registrations for applications actually go live, and just other updates as we move into the next ETHDenver. And also check out Opolis.com where Opolis.co, my bad.
All good. All good.
And John can tell you what's coming here.
Oh, we're going to show Opolis now? Like, okay, this is like shameless last minute plug, right? I thought we were like culminating here and we're going to wrap it up. So Opolis, my day job, our day job project is working on network-based employment. So essentially we're offering freelancers, gig workers, digital nomads, anybody who considers themselves independent, the ability to employ themselves through a network versus a corporation or just on their own. We're using a combination of Web 2, Web 3 technology. Eventually, the entire stack will be as decentralized as possible, and we're building the future of the self-sovereign worker. So if you fall into a category that you're looking for healthcare benefits, you're looking for support services, you're looking for opportunities, check out Opolis.co. Sign up for pre-registration. Decentralized employment organizations go live. The first cohort will go live November 1st, and we will actually go operational January 1.
And you can actually, if you sign up, just to check out the white paper on the website.
Well, the sweepstakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're giving away, what, 10 full, essentially like scholarships, I guess you could say. Like we're giving away services for a year for Opolis.co. So, the Employment Commons is coming, and it's open, and it's going to be pretty awesome, I think.
Right.
So if you're interested in the topic, just go to Opolis.co, download the white paper, the off-white paper, I should say, and give us your feedback. And let's wrap up with that. So anything else, Hannah? I guess
At
that's
Ethereum
it.
Denver and at Opolis on Twitter. Give us a follow.
Holla, holla. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. We'll see you on
See
the
ya.
flip.
Thanks for listening. We hope you liked the episode. If you did, please leave us a rating or review, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.